Hi there. Welcome to another edition of View from the Bleachers. I'm your host, Tim Jones. Hear that sound? That's the subject of today's talk. Time. I hope this is an okay time for you to hear what I have to say. I better get started before I run out of time. Once upon a time, a long time ago, while I was watching primetime TV, I started thinking about the notion of time. I had some spare time, and it was tea time, so I grabbed some Earl Grey tea and set the timer and pondered. And then I fell asleep. And when I woke up from my nap time, it occurred to me that life is a race against time. More on this after this brief timeout. Welcome back. When I was young, my father always told me, "Son, time is money." He was constantly pressed for time to get the job done, always finishing just in the nick of time. He never took nearly enough time off. He'd often give me a hard time about my not being on time, and as a result, I'd end up getting a timeout. On the other hand, my mom used to tell me, "Just bide your time, and everything will be okay." I'm not sure what her point was. Maybe in time it'll make sense to me. I remember the time I was watching a thrilling football playoff game. It went into sudden death overtime. My team almost won, but, well, they ran out of timeouts. I'd tell you the rest of the story, but I don't want to waste your time. The time was when we didn't obsess so much about time. Now we're all so darn time-starved. Nowadays, people are too busy keeping up with the times to give you the time of day. Your boss screams at you, "This is not the time to be texting. You're on company time." I dread switching over to daylight savings time each spring because, well, that's another hour of sleep. 3,600 seconds to be exact, that I've lost in my life. And you may think, well, I'm behind the times, but I think we all need to take more time to stop and smell the roses or do the New York Times crossword puzzle. I know that when the time is ripe, I'll make the big time. Or not, only time will tell. In the meantime, I think it's time to slow down and ask yourself, are you just a good time, Charlie? Or are you going to make something of your time on earth while there's still time? Remember what that great Roman philosopher Cicero once said, "Tempus fugit." Oh, that's short for time flies. I once knew this big-time operator who swindled investors selling fake Rolex timepieces. He's now serving time in the big house. So use your precious time wisely, or in no time flat, you could be doing hard time too. At least then you'd have plenty of time on your hands to catch up on your to-do list. I remember a time I was at the right place at the wrong time. I suspect God has a devil of a time dealing with Satan. Don't appreciate those two previous time jokes? Well, third time's a charm. But I digress. The time has come for me to conclude my meanderings about the fleeting nature of time, while time is still on my side. What I'm trying to say is, don't let time slip through your fingers. Right now could be the time of your life. Well, unless you're stuck in a time warp, or you happen to be my buddy Fred. Fred, he's going through a rough time thanks to his two-timing wife. And I thought for sure his marriage would stand the test of time. He's hurting big time right now. If you ask me, it's high time we take a look at our lives and make time for what's really important, like spending quality time with friends and family. I wish I could just buy more time to be with them. Maybe that's what timeshares are all about. But, time waits for no one, and we cannot always make up for lost time. Since time immemorial, we've known that our time-sensitive lives aren't frozen in time. Life keeps ticking, like a ticking time bomb. And then before you know it, in no time, boom, time's up. So don't just kill time. Instead, why not FaceTime the faraway people you love? Because let's face it, we're all living on borrowed time. For the time being, my advice is to take it one step at a time. Well, I hope you found this video timely. Oh boy, hey, you know what? I finished right on time. I'm not sure if it's one of my best videos of all time. Sorry about that. I'll try to do better next time. Wow, In doing this TED Talk, I've totally lost track of time. I guess what they say is right. Time flies when you're having fun. When you look at the time, I'm done. I guess it's Miller time. Hey, here's a fun fact. My first name is Tim, T-I-M, and my middle initial is E. So even my name is all about time. Well, that's the view from the bleachers. I'm Tim Jones. It's time to call it a day, but I'll be back in no time with another time-tested commentary, unless God tells me my time is up. And remember, if you like this video or simply feel sorry for me, please click on the subscribe button below and share this video with your friends or anyone you'd like to annoy. And for more of my humor, you can always visit my humor website, viewfromthebleachers.net. Oh, wow. I gotta go. Tick, tick, tick.